Hey guys, I'm Tetra Hydro, and today I'm going to show you how I made my track Goa Dreams for Vision Serpent. First of all, I want to say that this is a pretty simple track. It only has 36 channels, but it has a few details that I think make the track dynamic and funny. So I will show you some of the tools that I use to do this. But first of all, let's take a quick listen to it, maybe from here. So first of all, I would like to start with the bass line. This is a pretty common bass line. It's a rolling bass, which is pretty common in this kind of music, techno or psytrance. The only difference is that right here I'm not using only the root note, which in this case is E. I'm working with some other notes which are on the scale of E minor. In this case I'm using D, F sharp and G, and I'm making a little change on the end of every 2 bars. I'm making a little change, as you can see over here. So it's a really cool trick to make your bass line move and to make it dynamic. If you don't know too much about scales, you can use this tool over here on Ableton 11 and above. You will choose the root note here and the scale that you want to use over here. In this kind of music, the minor scale is one of the most used. So yes, this is a pretty easy to make. Another thing that I made on this rolling bass is an automation on the filter cutoff here to make it sound with more high end, for example here. Then I have over here this kind of ARP, which is a kind of a rolling bass, but it is on the mid and on the highs. It's same pattern as a rolling bass, but I'm using only the root note, and it's on a higher note, on a higher octave. So it's like a complement for the rolling bass. I really like to do this kind of things to make the track more powerful and to make the bass line more, to have more space on the frequency spectrum. Then I made some stabs and leads. For example, this one is only a long note. is a vital preset, and I put an auto filter over here, and I just open this filter to make this sound. It's pretty easy. If you can use any lead preset with a lot of high end, and then if you make this automation with an auto filter on that kind of sound, it will sound good, because if you have a lot of high end, it will work. I also put here a delay to make the haze effect, to make it sound more stereo. This haze effect is pretty easy to make. I make it with a native delay from Ableton. I press this button here to make left and right move separately, and then I disable the sync mode to move the time in milliseconds and not in this other way to move it. Then I turn the filter off. I put the dry wet on 100% and feedback on 0%. Then one of these sides, it doesn't matter if it's left or right, one of the sides it will be in 1 millisecond, and the other will be between 1 and 30 or 25 to make it sound more stereo. It's really useful to do this kind of things. Okay, for this sound, what I made, it's I opened an operator. I will delete this one, and I put this one like this. Okay, so first of all, I open an operator, and I turn the 3 oscillators on. I used here a SODI waveform, a sound wave here, and here, as you prefer. I use this time a SODI waveform, and it makes kind of sound like this. Then I changed this button here, which is the synthesis mode. The operator usually is on this mode, but I changed it to this one. I think this mode is FM, I'm not sure, but I changed it for this one. After that, after having this sound, I changed a little bit the envelope to make it sound shorter. After this, I changed the filter mode to a bandpass. And then what I wanted to do is to make this frequency filter to be moving all the time, but I didn't want to make the automation by my own. So I apply an LFO here, and I map this LFO to the frequency filter. Then I cut the range of the automation with this % over here to make it move on a shorter range over here, as you can see. After this, I change this mode to random to make it move on a random way, and I apply a little bit of smooth to make the movement more real, like more humanized. And then I put a little bit more of rate over here to make it sound faster. Okay. Now we have this filter frequency moving. We need to make the sequence. and to make the sequence I use the mono sequencer, which is a Max for Live device, which is really good to make sequences without making any pattern on the MIDI channel.